Just out of nowhere, number 32 comes just crashing through her paddock, almost through the fence, right at Kerchak, trying to take him out. Come on, Kerchak, let's go see our cows. Hey, girl. Eat, girl, come on. I'm your buddy. I'm giving you fresh water. So even though it looks like I have my back turned toward them, I got my eye on them still. You know, kind of like you gotta do with kids when you're in the grocery store or anywhere at that. I always have one eye on them because you never know what they're gonna do. So it's been exactly 1 week from today since we brought these wild heifers home and put them in our newly built cow pen for the first time. So what we have here is a breed, a purebred called Belted Galloway. They're from the southern hills of Scotland and they thrived on crappy pastures and the crappy ground, but they survive. Some say, the old timers say that these cows can actually gain weight in a parking lot, and that's how good these guys thrive on their own. 3 heifers, 10 months old, females. They have never once had any antibiotics, any shots of any sort their entire lives. They are strictly off the land. The guy lets them out on his land, all organic, grass-fed, hay off his land, nothing sprayed, no grain, nothing. And he doesn't go out and spend time with them, so they are pretty wild. So he told me it's probably gonna take a few months to get them a little bit tame. We'll see. Let's look back. I'm gonna take you to the first day we unloaded them and see what happens, because it does get a little wild and a little bit nerve-wracking putting our cows in here for the first time, just not knowing if our pen's gonna hold up or not. So stay tuned and we'll take you back 7 days ago. Easy girls. Easy girls. Yeah, I think they're ready to come out of there now. All right, let's see how this works. Hope it holds them. We're gonna back into this corner here, back the corner of the trailer there, open the gate up to that. Hopefully they run out in there and everything's all good. Look at these girls. Everybody's excited for these. New addition. This is where I really started getting nervous. I started second guessing the strength of our pen that we built. We were sure to block off any possible escape point. Hold on, just give him a minute. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. There you go. There you go. It just amazes me how crazy it is, how much power these 10-month-old heifers have, and how intimidating they can actually be when they're scared. As soon as these girls got it let out in their new pen, they went directly up and they were sniffing it out to see if they were able to get out. And that really made me real nervous at that point, because they're touching it, they're sniffing it, they're bouncing up against it, and I'm like, man, I hope we built it strong enough. Could you imagine brand new cows, wild, brought here to your property, and they escape? How are you gonna get them in? They don't care about grain, they don't care about nothing but grass and being safe right now. So this is all going through my head, and it's like, okay, just relax, everything's gonna be fine. We built it plenty strong enough for 10-month-old heifers, but something just tells me if they wanted to, they could probably bash this thing right down and get out.
How about their water, Dad?
I gotta go get it. And just out of nowhere, number 32 comes just crashing through her paddock, almost through the fence, right at Kerchak, trying to take him out.
Kerchak, you better stay back, boy. Kerchak's got his eyes wide open. Good. Big scary Kerchak?
You know, at this very moment, with them going after Kerchak like that, I thought to myself, we have definitely got to tame these animals as soon as possible. We got to get right on it, because my daughters are going to be moving these cattle on pasture this spring, this summer, with our sheep. And I don't want them to be attacking our kids or being wild at that. I want it to be nice, easy going. So we have got to be sure we are spending time with these girls every single day to get them to where they trust us and they understand that we're just trying to help them, trying to give them food, and just to make it a lot easier on all of us. So they made it through the first night. I was up worried sick. I actually walked out here in the middle of the night to check on them, make sure they were still here, and they were. Everything was fine. They were content inside their pen. Woke up the next morning, went to work, talked to them a little bit. Went to work. I decided to stop at the grocery store and find some good organic apples, which who knows if they're organic or not. USDA says they are, so whatever. I just needed something to give these girls as a treat so they could trust me. But that didn't work. They wanted nothing to do with the apples, especially out of my hand. I put them down on their hay. I put them on their salt block, and they wanted nothing to do with the apples. They just wanted grass. That's what they're used to. So I'm gonna have to take a different approach. Thailand's got some alfalfa squares, cubes. They're not interested. You gotta hide over there. Hey, girl. Yeah.
When she was in the trailer, she came right up to my hand. I was hand feeding them hay earlier, and they got really close to me, like that salt block and my hand.
Yeah, it'll just take some time. They just gotta know we're not gonna hurt them.
Side of it.
Buck's over there bucking around like a wild stallion.
Yeah.
Buck's playing with all the kids. Kershak's like, what are you doing over there, Buck? So you might be kind of wondering, you know, what about black leg? What about worms, parasites? What about different diseases? Why we're not going to give them shots? Why the original owner didn't give them shots? The original owner raises completely 100% organic, unlike the USDA. He's not USDA approved organic. He does not need to go through them as organic because even USDA approved organic is not actually as organic as I want it to be, for my family. FDA, government, they all have control over our food already, and what we're trying to do here is be very self-sufficient here on our farm, on our little homestead, especially with our food right now. We're not worried about electricity, solar, and all that right now. We're worried about getting our food to where we are healthy, where we're eating literally 100% organic food. If the apocalypse was to come right now, end of the world, you're not going to be able to call your vet and say, hey, I need a vaccine for my cow, or I need some medication for my cow. These girls are bred to thrive like they should without any medication. We're not a huge beef production farm with a bunch of cows everywhere where they're standing on top of each other's manure. We are a small family farm. We believe we can keep these animals healthy without any sort of medication. Today's Tuesday. Just got out of work. Look at that. See? See?
See if you can get that one to eat out of your hand.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a minute, I think.
Wow,
Come on, girls. Don't be scared. Come on. Come on. I guess I shouldn't throw hay at them.
Nope. I don't think they like you anymore.
I know it. What the heck? Come on, girls.
That's why you don't
Come on.
start
That one's like,
them.
you come over. Oh, now they're gonna eat the hay. You said you come out here today and fed them? Or tried to feed them by hand, or what?
Yeah, she came like that close to me, but then she got scared and she ran away.
Well, just eating out of her hands a little bit is a huge improvement so far. So now that they ate out of her hands, and they didn't get hurt, they're going to know that we're not out to hurt them at least, even though they're still going to be a little scared of us. So fuzzy. They got more ear hair than I do. Every day when I come home from work, Tylen would meet me out here to help me feed the heifers. I did explain to her very carefully how she needs to be extremely cautious about putting her arm through the fence like that. It would only take a split second for one of the heifers to get spooked and break one of her arms off. It did sure make for some good conversation.
Running upstairs because their water was going off through their house, and then the alligator caught his arm and it broke in half.
Ew. Why was there an alligator in his house?
Because they were looking for it, and there was a huge flood, and he brought these things to his basement, and they died for there. Adam says that they're ugly.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
I know. I think that it's so cool.
I see you peeking back there, 32. Thursday morning, getting ready to head to work. I was actually hand feeding all 3 of them this morning. Yesterday was the first time 32 behind that tree let me hand feed her. So she's making progress. She's still very skittish. They're all kind of skittish, but she is definitely really skittish. This is their new bale of hay here. We had an old, kind of a rough looking bale of hay that looked more like straw versus hay. Had a lot of oats and weeds in it. Our sheep actually liked that, but we decided to give that to our cows, and it worked out great because we have square bales of good green hay for our sheep. And instead of finding grain or something to hand feed to make our cows friendly, we figure we can use the green, nice green hay at first to kind of capture their hearts, as you would say, so they can get to like us. They know, hey, we're only coming here to give you good food and lovin's and all that good stuff. Today is Friday. I'm in here in the little paddock. I ended up picking up a green selenium mineral choice, free choice lick. Sunday, we're gonna go pick up some good green, healthy round bales for them. By the looks of the sun, maybe we're gonna get the snow all gone and the grass start growing so we can start putting these girls out on pasture. Soon, girls, you're gonna get belly rubs, back scratches, head scratches, you know, the good stuff. Right now, you don't know what you're missing, but I guess we can just wait until you're all ready. I don't blame you. I like to get to know you first before I start rubbing your belly anyway, huh? Yeah. Today we set out to get some hay. And it happens to be snowing like crazy. We picked the worst day in the world. Yesterday was like spring. As you can see, it was all nice and sunny. And today, it is a major snowstorm, and decided to go get hay today. Didn't know it was this bad until we got out and about, but we got 8 round bales on right now, so doing good. They're about 1,200 pounds a piece. And we made it back home. 8 bales of hay. We got so much snow today. Wow. This hay has been left inside of a barn, has not been in the snow or rain, and here we go. Getting it on a day like today, so I can't even cover it up. We were able to put the straw looking bale of hay, we were able to actually spread that out throughout their paddock here, because when all this snow melts, it's going to be extremely wet. And by us placing all this hay down on the ground, they can step on that instead of stepping in their own crap and stuff. When we go to move these girls out of here, we're going to have an extremely large amount of compost, which is going to be great for our gardens and just great for the soil. As you can see, they're really getting used to us, and they're getting used to Kerchak. Kerchak can actually walk around here and kind of sniff at them without them, especially number 32, attacking them. And I'm not so certain they're being skittish right now, rather just a bit excited for the new hay they're about to get. Oh, wild, aren't they? I'm gonna open the gate and drive in. I need you to shut the gate behind me so they don't get out.
Check.
Come
Oh, this is rough. I don't know how Dad opens. Okay. Yeah.
It's very important that you always teach your children on a very serious note to pay attention to machinery when it's running around you, when they're helping move things. Always. I am very, very strict. Sounds mean sometimes, but they need to really pay attention to the big, heavy machinery moving around them. That's how people get hurt, and they need to know what's going on. As you can see, I have the round bale on its side. When it rains or the snow melts, the water will actually shed off the hay. If you have it up on end where the rings are and the snow melts, and when it rains, the water will actually go all the way through the hay bale into the middle of it, and it could mold it really fast. And I know I'm wasting a lot of hay by not having a hay ring out here, but I honestly didn't want to spend the money on the hay ring. They're quite expensive. And I don't really care that all this hay is going on the ground, getting stomped into the ground, because we need compost. We plan on having a huge garden this year. And this compost, whether it's ready or not this year or not, this compost will always be here. And it's just adding great nitrogen and great carbon to our land. So we know it's going to take some time to tame these girls, but we are definitely up for the task because we love all our animals. We are not eating these animals. These are our beginners. These are going to be our mamas for our future beef. We have sheep, we have chickens. We are growing our homestead. We're growing our little farm little by little and learning as we go. If you like videos like these on just learning to grow your homestead, grow your farm, working with your kids, your children, your family, just how things work on a homestead. If you like these kind of videos, chances are other people will too. And if you could, share our videos on your social media platforms and with your friends. Let them know that there's videos like this out there that's nice to watch. Very family-oriented videos, great for the family to watch. We understand there is some terrible stuff on TV and different networks right now people are putting out there. I don't even understand how it's legal, but we will keep our channel completely family friendly that anybody can watch. We thank you all for watching. Have a great day. We will see you on the next one. Thanks.